think you've got them right now?
I've got a few of them, just not Getsy. Just not Getsy.
The darting world just got a reality check. Gerwyn Price has once again proven why he's one of the most dangerous players on the planet. He took down Luke Littler with a dominant 6-3 victory on night 6 of the Premier League darts. And this is a warning shot. Price has now secured his second nightly win of the 2025 season, rocketing up to third place with 12 points. Meanwhile, Littler, despite holding on to the top spot with 16 points, just got a reminder that staying at the top is far tougher than getting there. Is this just a bump in the road for Littler, or is Price exposing the real cracks in his game? Price's impressive night began with a hard-fought 6-4 victory over Stephen Bunting in the quarter-finals. His semi-final clash against Michael van Gerwen was nothing short of ruthless. A commanding 6-1 victory that sent a clear message: Gerwyn Price was here to win. By the time he faced Littler in the final, Price was locked in. He stormed through the opening 3 legs, immediately putting the young star on the back foot. Littler struggled to find his rhythm as Price showcased his exceptional precision on the oki. The first game is always tough. You're scraping to get 2 points. After I get a few, then I relax a bit, Price reflected after the match. And relax he did, executing his finishes with deadly accuracy, including a stunning 100 checkout on tops that kept Littler from ever closing the gap. With a match average of 94.1, Price controlled the game from start to finish.
Obviously, as soon as I won my game, obviously I wanted Gerwyn to win and obviously try and beat him on home soil, but that 170 from Cross was just a Rob Cross shot to it.
Meanwhile, Littler may have posted a higher average at 103.39, but numbers don't tell the whole story. His struggle to capitalize on crucial moments was the real difference maker. Missing 10 of his 13 double attempts left the door wide open for Price to take control. It wasn't that Littler lacked brilliance. In his earlier match against Rob Cross, he had delivered jaw-dropping finishes of 164, 127, and 167, each executed with pinpoint accuracy on the bullseye. But against Price, that magic never quite materialized.
I don't think anybody in the PDC at the minute can stop. And Luke Humphries is good. We're all good on our day, but he's so consistent. I think he will do it.
You think he'll be here for another 20, 25 years now?
If he wants it.
That's high praise from a man who just handed him a decisive defeat. Coming into the final, Littler had been on a tear. His 6-4 victory over world number 1 Luke Humphries in the semi-finals was a statement. Against Luke Humphries in the quarter-finals, Littler pulled off a remarkable 110 finish and a jaw-dropping 164 checkout. His strategic awareness was on full display when he capitalized on a rare miscalculation from Humphries, turning a moment of hesitation into an opportunity to seize control of the match. Elsewhere in the night, Rob Cross made his own mark, dispatching Chris Dobey 6-2 in a commanding performance. But while some players thrived, others continued to struggle. Nathan Aspinall and Stephen Bunting both fell short against their respective opponents, highlighting the brutal nature of Premier League darts. And Gerwyn Price's dominance over Luke Littler shows no signs of slowing down. Price achieved his 6th consecutive victory against the world champion by winning this bout. It's becoming clear that Price is Littler's kryptonite. Since April 2024, Littler has been a force to be reckoned with, dispatching every other opponent with ease. But when it comes to Price, something about the Welshman's presence on the stage seems to rattle Littler's nerves. Price's charisma, confidence, and theatrics have consistently gotten under Littler's skin, disrupting the teenager's usually calm demeanor. His win over Luke Littler continued with his second nightly win of the Premier League campaign, further cementing his status as the only player on the tour with a winning record against the young star. Price has now won 7 of their 11 meetings. I wanted to get another win over Luke, just to keep on top of him, Price said after the match, emphasizing his desire to stay ahead of the young prodigy. Despite Littler's meteoric rise in the darts world, Price remains undeterred. He isn't about to hand over the crown just yet. I wanted another one over Luke because I don't think it will last long, he added, hinting that Littler's time at the top may be inevitable, but it's not happening on Price's watch just yet. However, while Price may have gotten the better of Littler in Nottingham, he's not underestimating the young star's potential. I think there are still gears Luke hasn't reached yet, Price said after their final match. His words of praise reflect the respect Littler has earned even in defeat. Since his arrival on the professional darting scene, Littler has produced substantial changes in the sport. Price himself acknowledged, "Littler has done wonders for the sport. We all need to start winning now because in the next few years he is going to be unbeatable." He's taken the sport to new levels, and he deserves everything he gets. The respect from the darting world for Littler's skill, work ethic, and potential is palpable, and the future is bright for the young star. In the final in Nottingham, Price's 123 checkout on the bullseye to take a 4-1 lead was a testament to his growing confidence. After struggling in recent years, Price's attitude has shifted for the better. I'm trying to be more positive. Before the Worlds, I had some help from a sports psychologist to put my frame of mind in the right place, Price explained. The mental adjustments appear to be paying off, as his dominant performance over Littler highlighted just how far he's come in managing both the physical and psychological challenges of elite darts. It's hard with all the travelling, but I'm happy to get the win tonight, especially over Luke, because I don't think it'll last long, Price added with a sense of quiet confidence. Even Sky Sports' Wayne Mardle is thrilled to see Gerwyn Price back in top form, and he believes the sport is better off when the Welshman is at his best. Price is a real nice guy, and to see someone unhappy is awful. He's got some swagger back and a smile on his face, and that will happen when you're winning, Mardle said. He said he wants to enjoy it more, and it seems he is. Price's renewed enthusiasm and confidence have been evident in his performances, with a much more relaxed and positive mindset, fueling his return to the top of the game. To win 16 world titles in this current environment, with more money coming into the game, means young players are going to practice more and get better. Maybe there's another Littler out there, Mardle pointed out. His high praise of Littler reflects the growing recognition that the next generation is only getting stronger, and Littler is leading the charge. Price, who has faced the very best in the sport, including the likes of Gary Anderson and Michael van Gerwen, sees something special in Littler. Mardle added, "That's how much Price rates Littler, and he's played against Anderson and MVG. Littler's rise represents a changing of the guard." Reflecting on Price's journey, Mardle remarked, "Last year, he looked broken. To pick himself up the way he has, that takes some mental fortitude. It's coming out, and now he's up and running." Price's ability to bounce back after a tough period shows the mental strength that defines elite athletes. And he displayed his dominant form once again, claiming victory in Players' Championship 9 in Leicester with an 8-4 triumph over Ian White. The Welshman was in top gear as he cruised to another title. Meanwhile, the tournament was not as kind to rising star Luke Littler. The young prodigy, who has made a splash on the darting scene, was stunned early in a major upset by 54-year-old Ian White in the last 32. Littler was on the receiving end of a 6-5 loss, leaving many surprised by the result. White, who was contesting his first Pro Tour final in 5 years, proved he still had plenty of fight left in him. Despite Littler's unexpected early exit, the night belonged to Price, whose commanding victory in the final once again proved why he is a force to be reckoned with in the PDC. Although facing some challenges with an injury, Price powered through, claiming an 8-4 win over Ian White in the final. For Price, the win was a much-needed confidence boost, especially considering his inconsistent performance throughout the day due to the lingering injury. "It's nice to get another win. This is a confidence boost going into tomorrow, Players' Championship 10, and the Premier League on Thursday," he said. In the semi-finals, Price delivered an outstanding performance, averaging 114 in his dominant 7-0 win over Brendan Dolan. That form continued into the final, where Price's sheer consistency and mental toughness were too much for the 54-year-old White. Luke Littler's incredible form in the 2025 Premier League has made him the player to beat, but despite his dominance, he admits there's one player he just can't get inside the head of: Gerwyn Price. After securing his 4th Premier League nightly win in just 8 attempts with a commanding 6-1 victory over Luke Humphries in Newcastle, Littler, who sits 8 points clear at the top of the table with 26 points, acknowledged Price's resilience, despite Littler's stellar performance and rise to prominence as the world number 1. 2. Price has proven to be a consistent obstacle for him. "I've been able to get into the heads of a lot of players this season, but Gerwyn is different," Littler said, acknowledging the mental toughness and competitive spirit of the Welshman. "I can't seem to get into his head. He knows how to handle me." However, Littler is aware that Price will continue to be a major threat as the season progresses. The reigning champion is focused on maintaining his focus and consistency to stay at the top of the table, but he's fully aware that Price's resilience and experience will keep him pushing to the very end. Despite his remarkable achievements in the 2025 Premier League, including hitting a televised 9-darter on night 7 in Cardiff and surpassing a century of maximums, Luke Littler's rivalry with Gerwyn Price continues to be a challenging mental battle. Littler, who claimed the first televised 9-darter to finish on D15, remains unbeaten against nearly everyone else in the league, but Price remains the one player who's yet to buckle under the pressure of facing the young star.
Salute there. I don't know how we played that game. We were both tired, but that's what happens when you have to play three games in a night. You can get tired, but I'm just glad that I dug myself over the line.
Littler admitted that while he's playing so well that others are forced to adjust their strategy to compete, Price has consistently had the upper hand in their encounters.
Yeah, as a player, you shouldn't be doing that. You should always be playing against the board, but I'm playing too well for them not to be playing against the board as well as me. But yeah.
Do you think you've got them right now?
I've got a few of them, just not Gezzy. Just not Gezzy.
For now though, the rivalry between Littler and Price remains one of the most intriguing in darts, as Littler continues to carve out a legacy, with Price standing as the one player who keeps him from perfection. So, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the intense rivalry between Luke Littler and Gerwyn Price, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Who do you think will ultimately dominate this ongoing battle? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop your predictions in the comments. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you can stay updated with all the latest darting action.